I think, though, that really there's two kinds of guys that have a lot of success. Two kinds. Two very different kinds, actually. The first kind is the guy that calibrates very well. The guy who can look at the game, he can see it, and he can adapt in real time. Guys who can calibrate and adapt in real time. That's one kind of guy. I know guys like that are phenomenally successful. That means everything from knowing when to go for a pour, knowing when to push them away and tease, all that. I've also seen other guys. Brent is a guy like this, in my opinion, who I've seen just barrel through. He doesn't really care. He'll just push it, man. And if he doesn't get the indicator of interest, he does not emotionally react to it. He has no emotional reaction because he has higher value and he knows he doesn't care. And then he'll say something funny a minute later, and he has attraction again. Right? So you have different kinds of styles at work here. Really. In my mind, what I've always had as my goal was to be the kind of guy who has that strong frame, who does not feel emotional reactions when things don't go well, and who does not show an emotional reaction, but at the same time, I can calibrate the situation, and I can see the feedback, I can see the social feedback that I'm getting without feeling any kind of emotional reaction to it, without being emotionally dominated by that social feedback. That takes time, though, because I can take a guy who has a very strong frame, and I can go, dude, you're fucking up this, you're fucking up this, you're fucking up this, and it'll fuck up his frame, it'll fuck up his whole game. And likewise, I can take a guy who calibrates, who's continually calibrating, because he's trying a little bit too hard, and I can say, dude, forget all that, forget about it. Look, just push through, man. Dude, just stop caring. Stop caring. Push through. And I can teach him that, and he'll see progress in his game. And see, look, I'm giving a talk like this is a cliffless seminar, okay? Presumably anybody listening to this knows the foundations. You guys know the basics, all right? So I'm getting into something a little bit more, on a higher level here, all right? What I'm talking about is this. When you get to a certain point in your game, you're on your own. You can go get help from people, and you can get help, but ultimately, you are on your own, all right? If I go to a workshop right now, I'm not going to have a paradigm shift, probably. But I might get a 2 or 3% little, veering in the direction of my game. Just a little bit. At this point, if someone can help me 3%, that's a lot. I'm happy with that. If I can read a 300-page book and get one really, really good tip out of that actually changed the way I think a little bit, even though the rest I didn't enjoy that much, that, to me, you asked me if I liked it, I'm like, that was a great book. And that's the phase that a lot of you guys are coming into here. A lot of you guys are getting to that point where you're having to not just read from others, you're having to take the bull by the horns on your own and look at using your common sense, looking at what it is that you're doing, and looking at how you want to improve. Ultimately, it's a cycle, right? Most of you guys in this room are not here to become master pickup artists. Most of you guys are here not to lay every girl, but most likely to have choice. So that you can be in a relationship and you don't feel like, if this girl breaks up with me, I'm screwed. Or you can be in a relationship and you can think to yourself, I like this girl. I chose this girl. This wasn't some girl that liked me and I just rationalized that I liked her and I stuck with her. I chose this girl. This is the girl of my choice. Maybe the girl of your dreams. And so you get into that game for that purpose. But ultimately, there's two sides there, right? Because one side is the improvement phase. Going through a year or two of just going out and enjoying it. Learning to tolerate social pressure. Learning to develop a spontaneous sense of humor. Learning to dominate social situations. And then the next phase, for a lot of you, is just learning how to build a lifestyle. A lifestyle that attracts women naturally, Not just being an accountant, but, knowing your city. Okay? I live in LA most of the year. In LA, I'll get students coming down there, 50 years old, and they'll say, oh man, you have the advantage, you're in your 20s. Man, if only I were in my 20s. These guys don't even know what they're talking about. If I was 40 years old in Los Angeles, that would only be an advantage. 50, only an advantage. Why? Because in a big city, the people that are older know the city. These guys have knowledge. These guys have a bit of power. And that doesn't mean that they really have power. They just have power over themselves. But a lot of you guys that are older, you don't get to know your city. You don't know what are the cool little, nooks and crannies out there where you can bring the girl to. You don't know all those little sort of, backstage pass kind of situations, right? And look, that's not just about what you can offer to the girl. That's about knowing who you are. Like, that's about knowing that you're a guy who has a lifestyle that any woman would want and the confidence that that would bring you. It's the same thing with building up a sense of humor, building up a repertoire of stories, being a man of stories, being a man of humor. You can just say, I just want to build my confidence, but ultimately, if you know that you have great stories, if you know you have a great sense of humor, if you know you have great places to go, a great lifestyle, exciting things to do, you're a guy that lives life, you're going to have confidence because it's real. You're not lying to yourself. If you just sit there going, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the man, she's going to chase me. You just walk up, what are you going to be thinking in your mind? You're going to be thinking, I'm lying. I'm lying. It's not true. I want this girl so bad. Oh my God, I want a girlfriend. Oh my God, I'm so lonely. Right? Okay? So the point is, look, you see a lot of debates over, what's the best way to go about it. I think you just work on all of it, right? You want to have some general idea of your thought patterns. What are your proactive thought patterns? What are your reactive thought patterns? When you're thinking, are you just reacting to another person, how they feel, wanting their approval? Or are you just thinking in a proactive way? When you're thinking, are you trying to cover up and lie to yourself and create all these blind spots so you can walk around with self-confidence? Or are you just thinking proactively? Likewise in your behavior. Are you qualifying yourself and being needy because you want to feel good in that particular moment? Or are you behaving proactively?
Hey, it's Clifford. I hope you enjoyed that video. This is really the tip of the iceberg. In order to really transform your life into being the type of man that women go to bed dreaming about, you need to access our exclusive and famous free newsletter. To do so, click on the link below in our description and submit your application. Once your application is submitted, if I'm convinced that you've got what it takes to become one of us and make your dating life the stuff of legends, you'll receive a personal email from me with the next steps to take. I will see you on the other side.